Sometimes we have to get clear with ourselves and see to what extent, subtly or profoundly, we may be addicted in some sort of way to a certain kind of drama in our lives. It may sound ridiculous, but if you look further and deeper, and you look at the world and the drama, you start to see in many ways that it's the perennial nature of the egoic self, as if drama itself, whatever form it takes, validates its existence and gives its existence meaning. And since we are wholly, in many ways, I don't mean holy, I mean wholly identified with the self, the ego self, and have been conditioned and trained to be so, then we find ourselves and know ourselves in some way through the drama, even though the drama is distasteful and causes suffering and pain and the endless cycle that we get caught in, samsaric, karmic wheel that goes around of wounding, trouble. It begs the question, who would we be if we no longer fed the drama? And that simple question, and then if we follow that, the following of it takes us somewhere. Where does it take us if we don't feed the drama? Ultimately, in some ways, it takes us into the I don't know, takes us into the unknown. Because if we don't feed the drama, sort of mind kind of goes, well, I don't know. I guess sort of nothing. There's no such thing as nothing in many ways, certainly to do with the human condition. There's always something happening, there's always something within, there's always some activity on some sort of ever deeper, more subtle level. But this not feeding the drama is actually somehow a gateway, a doorway, at least, on the level of contemplation, to consider whether, indeed, there's a certain aspect of us that is habituated. One doesn't have to say addicted to, but habituated to drama. And by drama we mean many, many different things here. By drama we could be talking about, highly dramatic experiences of one's life to do with family, life, job, work, illness, health, fear of collapse of Western civilization or the country, or the high drama of politics and the drama of suffering, and how much apparently needless suffering is caused by cruelty and stuff. But then there's the more subtle drama, which is just to create a drama out of the events of one's life, or what one's thinking, or what one's feeling, and not liking it, and then an uprising of a fearful thought, or a regretful thought, or a shameful thought. These are all, activities in many ways of the dramatic self, and I'm not diminishing it or demeaning that drama. I'm saying that the drama on many different levels pulls the energy body, pulls the nervous system into a certain almost subtle hypervigilance, alertness. And that feeds us in some sort of way. So when one sees that, am I in some way stuck to, almost addicted to this movement, this drama, this dramatic movement? What does it mean to see that clearly enough that you have almost a choice, a choice that isn't a resistant choice, not a fighting choice. It's not a choice on the superficial level. It's actually a choice as a doorway to see that you can just stop feeding that a little bit and see what happens. To stop feeding the drama and see what happens. And get back to me. Because you fall, there's a falling, there's a cessation, there's a stopping of something. There's a deeper sort of opening to something that has wisdom, has intelligence, has insight, has peace, potentially anyway, inside it. But we have to face what it means if we stop feeding that dramatic wheel that we may be caught in. So ponder this, contemplate it, don't feed it.